Good morning. This is Kim Danke coming to you live from the Shibboleth Studios in Kennesaw, Georgia. And I hope you are having a great day. I'm excited to be here. It is Tuesday, February 18th, and we are on day 49. Day 49 of our 366-day game of life that we're playing this year. And it is absolutely awesome to be living life, and it's awesome to be living this life with the guidelines, in my mind, of Shibboleth and the Bible. So that is what I use daily to filter my decisions through. And I used the Bible before Shibboleth, but I'm thankful to now have these guidelines of Shibboleth to add to those things. Good morning, Paula, and good morning, Deborah. As you guys pop on this morning, please tell me good morning and where you're from if I don't know already. And yesterday I asked some of you guys if you were planning a perfect day or not. What I'd love to know is if you planned a perfect day yesterday and actually stuck with your perfect day yesterday, because scheduling a perfect day and sticking with your perfect day are two different things. So I want to see if you guys who planned perfect days yesterday stuck with your perfect day yesterday. Good morning, Jessica. Good morning. Now, you guys know that this is an interactive broadcast, so if you don't mind, hit share or watch party or give lots of hearts, likes, loves, comments, those kinds of things. So yesterday I had a perfect day, and I scheduled a perfect day, and it was also a perfect day. Today I have a perfect day scheduled, and I am taking a meal replacement bar with me today to a East Cobb Business Association luncheon. So we will see if they have anything that I can eat, and if they don't, I will happily eat my what? My oatmeal protein pie. Good morning, Angela. Awesome, Deborah. I'm glad you scheduled a perfect day and had a perfect day yesterday. That is fantastic. Good morning, Paula. Yay, good. Paula planned and achieved a perfect day yesterday. Good morning, Nicole. Yay. And Jessica, she had a perfect IMF day yesterday, stuck with it. She'll have another one today. That is awesome. That is awesome. Good morning, Nicole. So you guys, today, I've got 3 things to do today. I've got a networking meeting this morning. I've got a networking luncheon, and then tonight I have an Alive after 5. Yesterday I was at the Cartersville Shibby Shop, and we stocked the shelves and everything to make it a great week for those people who are shopping for the last week at the Cartersville Shibby Shop, because we are moving that shop to Kennesaw. And the really cool thing is we are going to be in a space called the desktop co-working, and we're going to be in that space that has a great flow of traffic all day long. So we are super excited about that. We're hoping that Shibboleth grows based on this move. All right, Jane, good morning. Good morning. Yes, that can definitely happen at night, and I'm so thankful if you're going for another perfect day today. And one of the things that, I don't know if I suggested this to you yesterday or not, but that Healthwise hot chocolate or the Cocoa Ringa maybe at night to give you something to sip on to last longer, and therefore you feel like you're snacking, but you're not having a real impact on your insulin levels. So maybe that will help. I think I suggested that yesterday. I cannot remember. If you are in Shibboleth and you have not joined or ever done the new member fast track, even if you're not a new member, I would highly suggest that you join that group. It's just a 1-week group that is for the purpose of teaching you the program, showing you things on the website, and then the group repeats itself after that. So I always let people know if you don't want to get those same notifications, you can leave that group at the end of the week. But if you've never done that, you could join. That would be great. And the other thing is you can earn your badge just by watching the fast track videos, and you can take the test, pass the test, and earn the badge at the end. So if you don't want to be in the group, but you want to see if you can pass the test, go on there, watch the videos, take the test, and get a badge. The Health-Wise hot chocolate can be used as a meal replacement, but it can also be used as a snack or an extra depending on how many packets of it that you drink. So if you just drink one packet, it would be considered an extra. If you do 2 packets, it is a snack, and if you do 3 packets, it's a meal replacement. So it depends on how many packets you have. So that's why I was suggesting to Jane maybe to make herself 1 packet at night and sip on it, and that could hopefully be a little extra for her to keep her from snacking. So you know what we have to do when we have these things come up or we want to snack? We just have to pull out a strategy that's going to work in that moment. Just pull out a strategy, whatever it is that you have to do. Another thing, Jane, you could do is write down, say, you know what, I really want XYZ, but I'm having a perfect day and I don't want anything to get in the way of my perfect day. So I am going to write down that snack I want to eat on my to eat later list, meaning to eat it on your holiday. When you get to your holiday, you may not even want that snack, but you did what you had to do to get through that moment. The other thing that I also do is go to bed. I just go to bed, and that way I don't snack either. Good morning, Deborah. Good morning. So you guys, I'm so glad that you're on here. I am on here a little bit earlier because I've got to be somewhere at 8 o'clock this morning for networking. So if you don't mind, if you could type in for me the Bible verse for today. Today's Bible verse is Colossians 1:10. Thank you. Thank you for those likes and loves. I appreciate that very, very much. So today's Bible verse is Colossians 1:10. 1:10. And I know you guys are going to start typing that in. So, hey, Bob, good morning. We missed you, Bob. Yes, Jane, you're welcome. I'm going to go ahead and start reading this while you guys are typing in Colossians 1:10. And I don't know if I said this or not, but today's broadcast is titled, I Have Potential. I have potential. Thank you, Nicole, for getting that going. Then the way you live will always honor and please the Lord, and your lives will produce every kind of good fruit. All the while, you will grow as you learn to know God better and better. Good morning, Belinda. Oh, she's getting to watch live again this morning, and I'm excited about that. That is awesome. That is awesome. So I'm going to read this devotion about potential because potential is an interesting word. Potential. What an interesting word. We don't always care to hear the "you've got potential" line because it means we're not quite there yet. But folks who say it aren't just pacifying us. They really mean it. If we put our minds to it, if we apply ourselves, we'll get better at what we are hoping to do. How does this play out in the real world? Imagine you're the parent of a child who's auditioning at a local theater. Your son preps for the audition and he does his best to memorize the lines. He goes into the audition room with the director and returns with a somber look on his face. You're concerned that he didn't do as well as he had hoped. Jump ahead a few days. The cast list is posted, and your son is listed in the chorus. He didn't get a lead role or any sort of speaking part at all. You're convinced the director made a mistake. Of course, parents are these days. So you ask about it, and she responds with these words that none of us like to hear. We really enjoyed his audition. He's got a lot of potential. Then she tells you about all the upcoming plays they will be doing over the next couple of years and says maybe he'll land a speaking role if he sticks with it. Potential points to a future readiness, a not quite there yet, maybe someday response. Think about that for a moment. Likely, you've got all sorts of ideas and plans for the future, but you're not quite ready to achieve your goals just yet. Maybe you want to run a marathon, but can barely make it around the block. You've got potential to run, but you need to work up to it. The same is true with your son. If he really wants to impress the director, he should take the role in the chorus, give it his all, and then develop his skills, moving up the ranks. So what do you do with all this potential that's inside of you? What do you do with that burning desire to accomplish great things, especially if you're not quite ready to dive off the board just yet? Give it to God. Ask Him to multiply it. Check your motivations. Make sure you're striving for the right things and doing it all for His sake, not your own. Watch as the word potential is exchanged for words like effective, powerful, ready. Stick with it. Potential is a little tiny spark ready to be ignited. Isn't that awesome? I love that. Potential is wonderful. Have you ever seen that commercial where the Geico commercial where the Pinocchio is doing the motivational speaker gig, and he looks over at the people in the rooms. He goes, "You've got potential. You've got potential," and he's lying to people. Well, in this context, in the context of this, we do have potential. You just have to seek out the opportunities to meet your potential. So we do have potential. And I know that Geico commercial is just funny, but we all have potential. We all have ideas. We all have things that we want to accomplish, but we're not necessarily doing the things that is going to help us reach the potential. So, for example, in Shibboleth, we know the program, but if we don't apply the program, how are we going to, quote, move up the ranks, kind of like this boy did in his theater career, or his theater, I guess we'll call it career. But so with you have this potential. You had a spark in you to learn about Shibboleth, and there's potential there. But you have to apply it daily. You have to apply it daily. So applying what we need to apply gives you the potential that you need. Therefore, you eventually get to, I'm ready, I'm there, I know what I'm doing. And you're living out that potential that started as a tiny little spark. See, potential grows into success. It grows into readiness. It grows into, I can do this, and I am living out my potential. So we want to make sure that we are following the program. Some of my questions to people, and I know y'all have heard me ask this before, is how closely are you following the program? How closely are you following the program? Because in Shibboleth, we have this beautiful program before us, but if we are not following it, then I'm sorry, a text came through. I looked up at it and lost my train of thought. We're not feeding that tiny spark of potential. You have to feed that tiny spark. You have to continue to fuel that tiny spark of potential to get to that spot of being effective, to being powerful, to living that out. Don't y'all agree with that? Good morning, Rhonda from Center, Alabama. Good morning, Gina. Thank you guys for typing that in. Good morning, Glenda and Beth and Colleen. And thank you guys for joining me here this morning. I am a little bit early this morning. If you are watching on replay, if you happen to catch this on replay, please type in hashtag Shibboleth for His glory. And if you're watching for the very first time, please type in a number 1 so that I can welcome you personally. And we thank you so much. So you guys, I want you to type in, I have potential. I have potential. And when we're typing that in, don't think of it as flattery, because you have to have the tiny spark that is potential in order to get to that point where you're living out your potential. So please type in, I have potential. I have potential. Because you know what? Sometimes we have potential in one thing, and then we continue to grow that one thing, and we get better and better at it, and we become effective at it. We become powerful at it. We become, let's say, an expert at it. But then, like, I have potential to go out and walk every single day, but do I go do it? No, because I don't apply myself in that area. Now, I am hoping to do it soon, and I have the potential to do it, but I don't do anything to spark and fuel that potential. So once we get one area down, let's have that little tiny spark in the next area and get better and better at it. Thank you guys for typing that in. Thank you. Good morning. Good morning, Randy. Good morning, Catherine. Good morning, Polly and Courtney. Good morning. Good morning, Angie. Thank you, guys. Yay, Jessica is down 27.8 pounds and she's hoping to reach 30 by Monday. That is awesome. Yes, somebody's giving you some hearts. Thank you for encouraging Jessica like that, because I love to hear about people's success stories. It is fabulous. Guess what? Jessica is turning her potential into effectiveness. She's turning this into a powerful lifestyle, and I'm so grateful for that. That is amazing. Yes, and Colleen just gave you a bunch of hearts too. The next thing I want you to type in is, I will stick with it. I will stick with it, because that tiny spark of potential has to have our stick-to-itiveness to be able to get to effectiveness and powerfulness. So the next thing I want you to type in is, I will stick to it, or I will stick with it. That's so, so important. Thank you, Belinda. Thank you. You guys are awesome. While you're typing that in, I asked earlier if you had kept your perfect day yesterday as a perfect day. Y'all let me know what you're having today, if you're having a perfect day today or not. And it's Tuesday, unless you've got a birthday or something super fancy going on. There's no reason for us not to have a holiday on a Tuesday. Okay, Jessica's having her IMF day because she's working toward those 30 pounds. Awesome. Belinda's already claiming her perfect day today. That is great. Thank you, Chelsea. Perfect. Deborah's having a perfect day. Ginger's going to stick with it. Angie's having another fast, a 16-hour fast. Perfect meals for lunch and dinner. Colleen is having perfect yesterday and today. That is awesome. All of these perfect days that we are having add up to something great. So every single perfect day adds up to something great. Wow. Beth Collier is just ending a 36-hour fast. Oh my goodness. Well, that is awesome. Congratulations. That is fantastic, Beth. We are so proud of you. That is amazing. Now, the way that I do my intermittent fasting, let's say I'm hitting a, hey, Leroy Jefferson, how are you? Hey, Amy Crawford, good morning. The way that I do my fasting is, a lot of people will fast until lunch, and then they have lunch and dinner. I do my fasting the opposite. I eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner, but then I was stopping eating at 5 o'clock, and then I didn't eat until the next morning, but I've actually moved into stopping eating around 4 o'clock now. And so I don't eat till the next morning. So it's easier for me to do my intermittent fasting stopping in the evenings. And some people just don't get started eating until lunch. So I do mine the opposite, it seems like, of most people. So Leroy, I'm so proud of your Jelly Bean getting her nursing degree. That is amazing and awesome. We're so happy for her. I know you're proud of her. That is awesome. Graduated from UAB. I loved seeing that. So you guys, I love that you've been on here this morning with me. I hope that you have a perfect Shibboleth day, honoring God, because everything that you want to do honors God, and that's great. Oh man, I love an overachiever. I'm so glad she's doing wonderful. Proud of her. Belinda, are you asking me if I'm losing weight? If so, well, I'm in maintenance, so I really don't have much to lose, but it does help me maintain. So for example, my lowest weight was 134.5, and then I remain typically like 136, 135. That's kind of an easy maintenance thing. But then I had 3 holidays in a row on Valentine's Day, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And then I had my perfect day yesterday, and I'm going to have them all this week, Monday through Friday. So it is one thing that I find easier for me to do, but it also helps me get any of those little extra pounds that I gained on that holiday back off. So that just works best for me. Yes, and Catherine says that it's easier for her that way too. It's just funny how people have their different ways of doing it. But Belinda, it does help me keep it off, and it's just easier. I just like to eat something in the morning when I wake up, but I don't have a problem not eating at night. So that works out for me. Yes, I do lose weight, and it helps me maintain, and it keeps it off. I do IMF after 4. That's the way that I do it. But you got to do it whatever works out what best for you in your schedule and in your mindset and your ability. See, some people, like once they get started eating in the day, they have a hard time stopping. So they like to save their intermittent fasting in the morning. But see, I don't have that same problem. I like to get some fuel in my body in the morning, and then after I've done all of my 3 meals for the day, then I stop. I don't eat anything else. I like close my kitchen down. Kitchen closed. All right, well, I'm going to hop off here this morning, and I love that you guys have joined me so much, and I thank you and bless the name of the Lord at all times. Y'all give some hearts and loves as you go off. And Daisy's asleep over here in the chair, by the way. She didn't bother me this morning while I was on my video. Bye, y'all. Thank you for those hearts. Thank you, Belinda.